myself wondering, what did happen to the last 10? I ran away with my life, fast forward, never turn back again. It's kind of funny that the more we pass time, the more we need to set them rewind. And 19 was the year I had to leave you, but now I'm seeing all the signs. Is this really happening? I can't believe it's true. I'm just as surprised as you. Is this really happening? I can't be too sure, but one day I'll be yours again. Life lessons come one in a dozen. The other 11 get something from nothing. I sit here looking for an answer. Maybe the biggest question was in the last chapter. You gave me the soul I have today. Without you I never could have moved away. But now I see what you teach. I do believe I always should have stayed. Yeah. Is this really happening? I can't believe it's true. I'm just as surprised as you. Is this really happening? I can't be too sure, but one day I'll be yours again. One day I'll be One day I'll be yours. Life lessons come one in a dozen. The other 11 get something from nothing. Life lessons come one in a dozen. The other 11 get something from nothing. Life lessons come one in a dozen. The other 11 get something from nothing. Life changes just open the door. One thing's certain, I'll always be yours. Is this really happening? I can't believe it's true. I'm just as surprised as you. Is this really happening? I can't be too sure, but one day I'll be yours. Yeah. Is this really happening? I can't believe it's true. I'm just as surprised as
Hi, welcome. We're going to call the meeting to order. Welcome to the Silver Creek School Corporation Board meeting. If you guys would all rise, please, for the Pledge of Allegiance and the invocation. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Dear Heavenly Father, we are thankful we can gather here tonight as a board, as a school family, and a community. We are thankful that you entrust your children to us every day and are blessed to have a staff that goes above and beyond to ensure the success of each of them and recognize that success takes on many shapes and forms. Help us to stay focused on our purpose of serving our students and each other with the gifts you have given us. Please provide your wisdom to us all as we continue to do our very best to make the best decisions possible for our students, staff, and community. We ask that you'll continue to watch over us, keep us safe, and continue to send your blessings our way. In Jesus' name, amen.
All right, at this time, Mr. Groen will read our mission statement.
Silver Creek School Corporation will operate with integrity, providing a safe, welcoming, and inclusive culture for our Dragon family. Through our dedication to academic excellence, we empower everyone to achieve their highest potential. As stewards for our stakeholders and community, we are committed to acting with transparency and accountability.
Roll call, Mr. Basham,
Here.
Mrs. McDaniel, present, Mr. Groen,
Here,
and I am present. Mr. Roundtree is out this evening. Dr. Briggs, any emergency additions to the agenda?
Yes, good evening. Good evening, everyone. I have many revisions to the agenda. We'll start under number 3, approval of minutes. Recommendation is to add letter B April 17th, 2025 work session minutes. Moving on, under number 7, consent agenda. Under letter B, personnel. Under number 1, certified. Under number 1, appointments. Recommendation is to add letter B, Neil Losi, summer school administrator, Silver Creek High School, year-to-year position, effective June 10, 2025. Next recommendation for revision is under number 3, resignations. We have letter B. The recommendation is to remove letter B. Shelley Daywig, EL teacher, Silver Creek High School, position control number 60018, effective May 29th, 2025. Again, the recommendation is to delete that item. Moving on, under personnel, number 1, certified. Number 4, retirements. Recommendation is to add letter A, Stacy Back, elementary teacher, Silver Creek Elementary School, position control number 30028, effective June 1, 2025. Moving on, also under consent agenda, under letter B, personnel. Under number 2, classified. Under number 1, appointments. The recommendation is to add letter C, D, E, and F. Letter C is Darian Elmore, operations laborer, Silver Creek High School, position control number 51004. Letter D is Richard Howe, bus driver, Silver Creek School Corporation, position control number 71022, effective April 23, 2025. Letter E, Serena Tisnato, operations laborer, Silver Creek High School, position control number 51039, effective May 5, 2025. And letter F, Zachary Snelling, custodial manager, Silver Creek High School, position control number 51000, effective to be determined. Moving on, under number 2, resignations. Recommendation is to add letter B, Jesse Whitlock, ECA, 6th grade boys basketball coach, Silver Creek Middle School, position control number 02-0101, effective April 22, 2025. Next addition is under number 4, leaves. The recommendation is to add letters B and C. Letter B is Regina Byers, bus aide, Silver Creek School Corporation, position control number 71042, leave of absence effective March 31, 2025 through May 5, 2025. Letter C, Cheryl Grulick, bus driver, Silver Creek School Corporation, position control number 71034, effective April 7, 2025 to May 29, 2025. Moving on, under letter C, other requests for approval. Recommendation is to add Roman numeral number 5, math textbook adoption for Silver Creek High School. And under that would be numbers 1 through 4. Number 1 is Savas, grades K through 8, Savas quote. Number 2, McGraw-Hill, Indiana, Reveal, grades 9 through 12, Algebra 1 and Algebra 2. And Geometry, McGraw-Hill, Algebra 2, and Geometry. Number 3, High School, Trigonometry and Finite Math. And number 4, High School, Calculus. And also under letter C, other requests for approval, the recommendation is to add Roman numeral 6, rescind Miss Shelley Daywig's resignation. And that is it for recommendations and revisions to the agenda.
Okay, just based upon the roll call, I just want to mention that we do have quorum, just backing that up a little bit. And then you guys have heard Dr. Briggs' recommendations for revisions to the agenda. Can I get a motion to move forward with that, please?
I so move.
Can I get a second?
I second.
All right, Ms. McDaniel seconds. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion passes 4-0. All right, next on your agenda, we have the approval of minutes. You should have received those in your board packet. Do I have a motion to bring those to the floor?
So moved.
Mr. Basham motions. Can I have a second?
I'll second.
Mr. Groen seconds. Any discussion, questions? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion passes 4-0. Next, we have recognitions and presentations. We have the 2025 first quarter financial report by Mr. Ballmer.
Yep, and before we do that, Dr. Woman, I think we have some special guests with us from Mrs. Glazier's Silver Creek High School Business Professionals of America.
Okay, well, they are prepared to speak, so I'm not going to, I know Mrs. Glazer's prepared them well, so I guess they'll explain what exactly the competition was and the awards that they earned.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen of the school board. My name is Ariana Bernard, and this is Stephanie Agama. We are here on behalf of the Academy of Finance program at Silver Creek High School to recognize the individuals within the Academy who recently competed at the Business Professionals of America Regional Leadership Conference and State Leadership Conference. We had students competing in 6 different categories at the Regional Leadership Conference, and we wish to recognize the following: Jenneth Wilcoxon, Caitlin Dahlman, Ruben Lemaster, Quinn Wheatley, and Will Lewis. We would like to congratulate the following on their places in the competition. In accounting skills, 5th place, Gage Duckwall. 3rd place, Ryan Graham. 2nd place, Noah Kane, who's actually here today. And 1st place, Caroline Barenclaw. In payroll accounting, we wish to congratulate Lisa Weeks, who is also here. In business law and ethics, in 5th place, Jimena Pena, who's here joining us. In 3rd place, Stephanie Agama. In interview skills, 3rd place, Stephanie Agama. 2nd place, Joshua Busam. And in 1st place, myself, Ariana Bernard. In prepared speech, in 6th place, Lisa Weeks. And in 5th place, myself, Ariana Bernard. 7 of those students competed at the State Leadership Conference, and we wish to recognize Stephanie Agama for business law and ethics and myself for interview skills. We would like to congratulate in accounting skills, 3rd place, Caroline Barenclaw, and 1st place, Noah Kane. In business law and ethics, Jimena Pena for 8th place. In interview skills, 6th place, Joshua Busam, and 3rd place, Stephanie Agama. And in payroll accounting, 5th place, Lisa Weeks. 4 of those students, Noah Kane, Lisa Weeks, Caroline Barenclaw, and Stephanie Agama, will be qualified and will be competing at the national competition held in Orlando, Florida this May. We would like to congratulate those missions, and I would like to introduce to you Stephanie Agama.
All right. Hello, I'm Stephanie Agama, and I'm one of the 4 Academy of Finance students moving on to the Business Professionals of America Leadership Conference for Nationals in May. This will be the first year that Silver Creek is sending students to Nationals, and this is an amazing opportunity for both us as students and for Silver Creek High School as a whole. It is our privilege to compete to represent both our school and the state of Indiana against the other states and the other hundreds of students competing in this competition. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well spoken.
Thank you.
Every time you guys come in here, it's Miss Glazer does an amazing job preparing you guys, and can't say anything other than you guys are doing really good work, and appreciate you coming in tonight and let us know what you're doing.
Yes, congratulations and good luck.
Yeah, so you guys are going to Orlando here in a
Yes.
few weeks. Yeah. Well, best of luck to you, and thanks for coming out tonight. We'd like to get a photo with those of you who are here.
Yeah.
And the board has a certificate for you.
All right.
All right, get inside here, folks. All right. 3, 2. Thank you. Good job.
All right, Dr. Balmer with the 2025 first quarter financial report. It's about 15 minutes long.
Good afternoon, and happy the School of Finance here, setting a great example on how to speak up here, so hopefully I can follow suit. But welcome to the first quarter financial report for 2025. The goal of this was to begin doing this instead of just reading numbers out every month, but take a more large-scale approach, and every quarter take a look at the health of our finances for our district, but also add some educational piece for school finance, since there are a lot of lingering questions out there. So that's the ultimate goal of this, is to look at the health and also talk about and educate people on school finance. So again, what I thought about going over appropriations and what those for the educational piece, but I know there's a lot of questions about how school finance works on having different silos or funds and what you can do with those funds. It's not like a business where you can use one fund to spend on anything you want. Each fund has a silo, and it is monitored by the State Board of Accounts on how you approach revenue and also how you approach expenditures, things you can and can't spend. So we're going to look at the overview of the education fund, operation fund, have a quick summary, and then look at forecast or what's on the way. I love this quote by Benjamin Franklin. It says, "An investment in knowledge pays the best interest." So I think it's important to frame school finance, and that is, what is the intention of money that comes into our school system? It is not like a business. It's not your overall profit margin. It is to utilize those funds to ensure the success of our students and to equip our teachers with what they need to be successful, and our staff as a whole. So it's very different when we think about the funding. The funding is to utilize for our students to ensure success, not an overall profit margin. So it's very important to me to frame that on what we do with these funds and why. So let's talk about education fund. Again, let's just jump in real quick to the overall health or well-being of our education fund as we ended our first quarter. So you can see we began right there about $6.3 million with our beginning cash balance. The revenue through March was right at 6.4. Our expenditures are right a little over 6.3, and so we have an ending cash balance of about $6.4 million. I do want to point out that the curriculum material portion of that is about $640,000. Why that's important is in a 24, they made us roll our curriculum material fund into our education fund, but they said you still got to track it separately, and it can only be spent on curriculum material. So you need to notice that even though we have an overall ending cash balance of 6.4, that 640 of it is for curriculum material only. As far as our appropriation spent, the DLGF has our appropriation approved for $22.5 million for 2025. We have spent right at 24%. If we were max percent at this point, that would be 25. So we're about 1% underspent in our education fund through the first quarter. Talk about some insights on the education fund, specific to the education fund. Revenue, dollar follows a scholar. There's been a lot of talk about this lately. And I know there's different opinions on Indiana being school choice, but at the end of the day, in order to fund your education, you have to have students that support it, that are here to support your revenue. That's a very important part of the education fund dollars. At the end of the day, we begin the school year with a certain number of kids. We have staffing and we have programming in place. And when we lose kids, that money goes away. So it can be very challenging. And it fluctuates. This year we were up in the fall, down in the spring. Year before we were down in the fall, up in the spring. It's hard to predict. Right now, basic tuition support plus complexity, we're receiving right at $7,000 per kid. And then with our total grants, that means with the basic tuition and complexity, and then also with special education grant, academic honors, EL, we're receiving about $8,000 per kid. What's allowable? What can you spend that money on? Instructional purposes only. So that's talking about your instructional salaries and benefits. That includes your teachers, your counselors, that includes admin, and about 98% of our expenditures go to salary and benefits. You can also buy some educational supplies, professional development, and again, I've also mentioned the curriculum material fund. And that is important because just like many schools, the amount of revenue we're going to receive for curriculum material will not cover the cost of our curriculum material. So I do, in the long run, foreseen once we get through money and that we have in our curriculum material and that begins to get spent down, could potentially start negatively impacting the education fund to try to make up for the difference to cover those costs. ADM changes, again, very hard to predict. We do our best, but again, back and forth, like I mentioned, we were up this fall, down the spring, year before, vice versa. So again, ADM changes can quickly impact your revenue. This fall, we're 3154. This spring, we were 3158. This spring, we were 3134. We immediately, this spring, the state said, hey, we're pulling back $100,000. You lost kids, even though, midterm graduates, things like that. But that's what happens when you lose kids. And that's just a part of how it works. Appropriation, that's important. We are about 1% underspent. Again, could we potentially be looking at additional appropriation later this year? It just depends on what kind of staffing we need to add and then what happens with raises. So again, we'll just continue to monitor that as we work through the year. Flip-flop, what I mean by that is you're going to see, like in January, expenditures exceeded revenue in this fund. February and March, revenue exceeded expenditures. You're going to see that go back and forth. When we're making processor payments, like in January, April, June, and in December, I do believe you're going to see expenditures exceed revenue because that's a $100,000 additional expenditure. In July, when we're making our contributions to 401A and VEBA, you're going to see expenditures exceed revenue. When we address raises, same like there. I fully anticipate in this fund, it's very likely that we will see our cash balance in lower this year than we began. Again, that's just my prediction right now, knowing what's coming with state funding. So we will see as this plays out, and we'll monitor as we continue to go. Jumping into the operation fund. Alex, I might have to take a microphone because I can't really see.
It's fine, you can take the wireless. Yeah.
All right, sorry. Didn't realize it was going to be so hard to see on the screen. But anyway, so looking at the overall health of our operation fund, we began the year with a $3.5 million cash balance. Revenue that's money we brought in through March, a little over $1 million. What we have spent so far, right at a little under 1.9 with an ending cash balance of right at 2.8 million at the end of March. You may look at this and be like, you are grossly overspending your operation fund. What are you doing? Well, keep in mind, we're only getting our secondary source of revenue right now, which is minimal, and that is the ed op transfer. That's the only thing really pulling in revenue right now for the operation fund. This will look completely different after we come through our second quarter because we'll have our property taxes from June, and you'll see that revenue balance back out. Again, June and December is when we get our primary source of revenue. Percent spent through the first quarter, right at about $8.6 million appropriation approved by the DLGF. We're 21% spent. Again, max would be 25. It's very important we stay underspent in this fund, mainly because when you look at what I think is coming from a revenue standpoint, I don't think we'll have as much revenue as our appropriation. I think our appropriation is higher than our overall revenue. So I do not think we'll have the overall revenue that we would be able to spend all, and the goal is not to. I do anticipate the appropriation ticking up as soon as we purchase our buses this summer. So some insights on the operation fund revenue. As mentioned, it's mainly your revenues for operations mainly driven by the property tax that you get in June and December. You are allowed to transfer up to 15% from education to operation. That has to do when the general fund was disassembled into smaller, the silos, ed and op. They actually took about 15%, that's more for operational salaries and benefits, and put it into the education fund, so they allow you to transfer that back. At the end of the day, our property tax levy will not cover operation expenditures. We have no choice but to transfer ed to op to be able to survive in the operation fund. Allowable expenditures, non-instructional salaries such as central office, maintenance, custodial, transportation, and technology. Another big expense in this fund is your maintenance of buildings and equipment. Also the purchase of buses, technology, and furniture. And it's very important to note our tax cap or our circuit breaker loss. So we are allowed to levy right around $4 million for our operation fund. In 23, we lost $140,000 that to tax cap loss or circuit breaker. In 24, we lost $640,000. We're estimated to lose $900,000 of revenue this calendar year. That's right at 25% of our levy that we will not be collecting due to tax cap loss. Moving on to the rainy day fund. Again, looking at the overall health through the first quarter, we started off with 1.7. We have not spent a dime and we have not received a dime. So we still have 1.7 million in our rainy day fund. How do you get, what's the revenue source for rainy day? Transfer from local funds. So that can come from your ed or your op. We've only transferred from the op. Keep in mind, Silver Creek had no rainy day fund when we came into existence. Allowable expenditures. There's a lot of flexibility in this fund. So it can be for instructional or non-instructional, usually for some types of expenditures, whether it's an emergency or something kind of out of the norm. In 25, we do have our last Hensley building payment of $557,500. That'll be the last payment on that. We spread that out to make it easier to get that to purchase that. The recommendation is to have about 15% of your budget in rainy day, and approximately that would be about approximately $5 million for us for a district our size. So you can see we do not have are far off the recommended amount. So Michael Scott, one of my favorites here, summing things up here. So the education fund, funding is dependent upon the number of students and per pupil amount provided by the state. Expenditures got to be on instructional related, with about 98% of those going to salaries and benefits for instructional purposes. Up to 15% can be transferred from the to the operation fund due to that shortfall. Operation fund, revenues mainly generated through your local property taxes. It also supplemented with your EDOP transfer. Expenditures cover non-instructional costs, and tax cap or circuit breaker loss has increased approximately 350% since we came into existence. The rainy day fund, very similar to what you would call an emergency fund. It's there when you need it. It's important. So the financial advisors would tell you it's important to have an emergency fund. That's what kind of the similar or comparison is for the rainy day fund. Revenues generated by transfers from your local funds, and there is flexibility on those expenditures. I did not talk about bond money or capital projects, but I want to throw that in there because that's something that's been thrown out a few times. On when you have bond money to do these construction costs, what can you spend that money on? You can only spend, those expenditures can only be for something that's associated with the bond description. So when it talks about building a building or relocating something, it's any expenditure that could be associated with that, whether it be hard cost of building something, soft costs, architect fees. Could also be maybe if you're going to build a school, maybe you're going to need to buy land. So anything associated with what the project you're saying you're going to do, it cannot be spent on Silver Creek School Corporation salaries, period. None of our bond money gets spent on those, and they cannot be spent on teacher salaries. They cannot be spent on admin. They are only for your capital projects only. Just wanted to close the door on that for everybody listening, hopefully, that to make sure they understood that. What's on the horizon? When I think of the future of school finance, I feel a little bit like this for traditional public schools right now. It's pretty perplexing. I've put this in my Board of Finance presentation every time where there's a smooth sailing and then it's be ready for a storm. In my opinion, there's a storm coming when it comes to school finance for traditional public schools. The education fund right now, if you've heard anything of the state, there's about a $2 billion shortfall. They're saying right now, from what I've heard, again, this is not final, be happy if you see 1% over the next 2 years. That's a 0.5% each year. It's just in comparison, last two biennial, we got 7%. They're saying be happy with a 1% overall right now if we see that. Again, it could change. That's what they're saying. That'd be about $100,000 to $150,000 per year for us if ADM holds flat. In reference right now, if we were to give everybody a cost of living raise, I would say that's a 3%. That's what I'm referencing at least. That's about $600,000 out of your education fund, just for reference. Fall ADM was 3158. Spring is 3134. We do not know what's going to happen with ADM, but we'll do our best to continue to try to keep that where it needs to be. On the operation fund, I fully anticipate additional tax cap loss and local income tax loss from Senate Bill 1 and the Utica Fire Territory. Within addition, it looks like in 28 we'll also have to begin sharing part of our operation fund with charter schools. We're told that we will not get any more local income tax. That's roughly over $200,000. And we do not know. Policy Analytics is currently running getting into the weeds with exactly how much additional revenue we could actually be losing with Senate Bill 1 and with the Utica Fire Township coming online. Rainy day or any balance will continue to stay low, and it's pretty much going to be impossible for us to continue to build that up, I think, with circuit breaker loss. So what do we do to weather the storm? Well, we continue to be good stewards by scrutinizing expenditures, run it efficiently as possible. We really need to scrutinize adding staff as far as is it supported, is our revenue source to support it, or try to be as creative as possible when adding staff. And then we will continue to monitor and forecast funds to make sure we make informed decisions. I think compared to a lot of school districts, we still are healthy, and when we're in a good position. I think we've posed ourselves well for that, but there will be tough decisions to make as we work through the revenue changes coming our way. Some future finance topics that I would like to cover is what is an appropriation and how do debt service funds work. And that is conclude. Thanks for paying attention here for 10, 15 minutes, and go Dragons.
I don't, thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Balmer. Susan, do we have any community input? All right. Financial and operations, Dr. Balmer, you're next again.
Try to keep this one a little short. Again, for the finances, we went over that, and again, thank you all for bearing through the financial report. As a reminder, though, our monthly financial reports are now posted on our website as well. Also want to shout out, I think this is neat, that the state mandates that you spend 62% of your state tuition support on salary and benefits for teacher compensation. We did get our 6-month report from the Indiana Department of Education, and at the halfway point, we're actually at 65%, which is 3% above the requirement. I think that correlates a lot with what the board did to address teacher raises and get pay up this last year. So just wanted to recognize that, and I think that's quite a good accomplishment for us to be 3% above the requirement at this time. And we'll continue to make gains as we can. Transportation, just want to give Ms. Cahifer a shout out on the new traffic pattern, and Dr. Willman, that's working great over at the high school. That has really been a great benefit to us, and just thanks to them for that, and also to Ms. Cahifer for all the additional work she puts in for parking and transportation as we work through construction. Talking about construction, there's a lot of finished work going on in phase 3. It's really shaping up. Still on target to be online. The 120,000 square foot remodel come online for next school year. We're talking about new spaces such as Project Lead the Way, Culinary, Facts, Choir, Media and Broadcasting, and many others. It's going to be an amazing space for our students. We're very excited. Auditorium has reached substantial completion, and we're very excited about the show starting in Oklahoma this Friday. Looking forward to that. Mr. Sheffield has been very helpful in working with the punch list items, so really appreciate his additional efforts, and a big thanks to Mr. Smith, the Shiremans, and EH to get all these things addressed promptly. With the high school being ahead of schedule, as we mentioned, I just want to remind everyone we are in the process of looking to relocate the two modular classrooms at the high school, since they will no longer be needed next school year, over to the elementary to help with their capacity concerns. And that's it for me.
Okay. Anybody have any questions for Dr. Balmer? Dr. Briggs, consent agenda?
Okay, under number 7, consent agenda, under letter A, we have numbers 1 through 4. And under number 4, we have number 1. Under letter B, personnel. Under 1, certified. Under 1, appointments, we have letters A and B. Under number 2, leaves, letters A and B. Under number 3, resignations, letter A. Under number 4, retirements, letter A. Under number 5, positions, letters A through D. Under Roman numeral 2, classified. Under 1, appointments, we have letters A through F. Under number 2, resignations, A and B. Under number 3, retirement, letter A. Under number 4, leaves, letters A, B, and C. And under letter C, other requests for approval, we have Roman numerals 1 through 5. Under number 5, we have numbers 1 through 4. We also have Roman numeral 6. And that is it for the consent agenda.
Okay. Can I get a motion to bring that to the floor, please?
I so move.
I will second. Any questions, comments? All right. All those in favor of approval, say aye. Aye. Those opposed? Motion passes 4-0. All right, moving on to discussion action items. We have a legislative update. Can I get a motion to bring that to the floor?
So move.
And can I get a second?
I'll second.
All right. Joe, you want to go ahead and give us an update?
The only thing I can really update this is the last week. As of last week, there were still 40 bills that could affect education. Now, how many of them will get to the floor for a vote? They're hoping to finish up by Friday, but by law, they have to be done next Tuesday to close the budget session out, which is called long. So the first meeting in May, we'll have a better grasp of what is going to come down on us, but I'm going to give Todd some credit. We're at 65% spending toward our teachers. The law's changing where it's got to go from 62 to 65. That will be a requirement in the future. So we're a little bit ahead of the game on what's coming out of Indianapolis. So I'm going to give Todd credit for that, and also my co-board members that we have worked hard to try to get our pay competitive for our staff and our teachers and stuff. So, but next month we'll know more what's going to hurt us.
All right, thank you.
Thanks, Joe.
All right, Mr. Adams?
Good evening, everybody. From the primary, we are excited to welcome all of our new kindergarten families this Thursday. We will be having our Camp K. Information for that event can be found online at the district website and SCPPTO Facebook page. Like I said, we're very excited to welcome, get ready for it, the class of 2038 to Silver Creek. My daughter is also involved in that class, so this will be a good night for me as well. So I can't believe I'm saying class of 2038 out loud. That seems like really far away, but not too far, I guess. So we're really excited about that night. It's a great night where the families, if you're not familiar with Camp K, we have a really, really nice setup where we do an informational night and a video. The families can come and peruse the building to familiarize themselves with what our building looks like, what a classroom's like. We even get a school bus out there, and it's a really fun time for families to, as we know, coming to kindergarten is a big adventure, and it's a new adventure for these families. And so making them feel comfortable and have all their questions ready to be answered on that night. So we're looking forward to meeting all of our new families. PTO Readathon fundraiser. So we completed our Readathon fundraiser just before spring break. A huge thank you to our families and community for supporting us and raising just shy of $16,000. So thank you so much to our amazing PTO for planning and facilitating this fundraiser for us. That's always a good event. We recently had our book fair / spring family night, which revolves around our first grade students. We completed book fair at SCP. Our students visited the book fair during the weekly library times and loved it. On Friday evening, we had that event where PTO hosted our first grade family dance party event from 6 to 8, and book fair was going on during that time. It was a great evening of dancing, photo booths, and great food. Thank you to all of our families who came to the event, and we had an excellent turnout. A huge shout out to Lauren McDaniel, who has completed her last book fair with us at SCP. If you don't know this would have been her 10th book fair that she has helped organize and facilitate, and during her time with us on the PTO board. And so we're greatly appreciative of all of the work that Lauren has put in for the book fair, because it's no small feat, as you know. It's a week of a lot of fun, and we look forward to it, and you've done a great job of helping facilitate that. So we'll miss her for that. And then finally, I want to celebrate our letter D winners for dependability at SCP. We are excited to announce the following winners from each grade level. So kindergarten, Lennox Boston, Sebastian Dilger, Dylan Trejo, Alejandro Hernandez, William Carpenter, Adelaide Tivian, Hadley Kleehammer, Roman Linton, Camry Adams, Caden Greenwood, Stevie Groan, Dean Schuler, Kavanaugh Wilson, Lucy Monk, Chloe Cervantes, Rory Jensen, Elena Bishop, Bruce Mayfield, Madison Barton, Abraham Lopez, Sailor Nicholson, Ben Bamforth, and Lucas Yelton. And for first grade, Atlee Schaffner, Maddox Rakes, Raylan Oxt, Bo Barger, Sophia Totten, Brooklyn McHenry, Reese Urton, August Wonke, Beckett Hampton, Paige Hennett, Dylan Bannett, Ansel Evans, Amelia Kennedy, Noah Boney, Boston Kruger, Cruz Novak, Sophia McDaniel, Waylon Moreland, Josephine Sprigler, and Wyatt Huffman. Congratulations to those students. That's it for the primary. Do you guys have any questions for me?
Thank you.
Thanks,
Thank you
guys.
so much.
Appreciate you.
Thank you. Mrs. Myers?
Hello, and thank you for letting me speak tonight on behalf of Silver Creek Elementary. So we want to thank our families who came out to our recent family night. It was earlier this month on April 3rd. We transformed spaces in our building into engaging learning spaces that were aligned with our CKLA curriculum. Students and families rotated through activities, answering questions to earn raffle tickets in both ELA and math. And we were excited to recognize 25 students for their participation with our travel-themed door prizes and Amazon gift cards. Alongside of Family Night, we also hosted our student art show where families and students voted for their favorite piece of art per each grade level. So our winners for each grade level were, for second grade, Ava Hedinger. For third grade, it was Penny Alexander. For fourth grade, Kristen Hossiford. And for fifth grade, Connor Fullerton. Each winner received a $25 Amazon gift card generously sponsored by our PTO. Last week, we launched our I Read after-school tutoring program. It's held on Tuesdays and Thursdays for selected students who need additional support with I Read skills. Students will be reassessed at the end of this program in May and to measure their progress. Silver Creek Elementary is currently in the midst of iLearn testing with our third, fourth, and fifth graders. Actually, our third graders, congratulations to them because they completed their testing today. Woohoo! So, and then fourth graders, we're wrapping up. We have 2 more science tests to do. And then our fifth graders begin their English language arts portion tomorrow. So we're incredibly proud of our students and all they've accomplished. They've worked hard, showed perseverance, and represented us well. It takes us about 17 days to finish all of the iLearn testing, just to give you an idea. We have 2 testing sessions a day, and to complete all the assessments, it's quite a feat. At the end of April, beginning of May, we'll be finished with 738 students completing 6 to 8 standardized tests each. So it's quite a feat once we finish. Mrs. Balmer hosted our art calendar contest this year. It was open to all students in Silver Creek Elementary. After carefully reviewing the entries and narrowing it down, she invited staff to vote on the top 3 submissions for each grade level. They will be displayed out here. I'm not sure if she got them out yet or not, but you'll have to check them out because they're pretty amazing. So second grade, our first place winner went to Alexa Townsend, second place winner to Emmeline Whittle, and third place winner to Sean Duggins. In third grade, we had first place winner going to Caroline Brown, second place to Maribella Bova, and our third place winner to Kinley Dean. Fourth grade, our first place winner was Emily Hossiford. Our second place winner was Dalen Justice, and our third place winner was Stella Stevens. And in fifth grade, our first place winner was Rowan Hudson, second place Beckett Love, and third place Lucy Kaufman. Really, truly, they were pretty amazing. So I was blown away by their artistic skills, way beyond my skills. So each winner received an art kit from our art fund, and our first place winners also received a Dairy Queen coupon. We're so proud of their creativity and talents, and thank you to Mrs. Balmer for organizing this event. We have 2 upcoming music performances. We're excited to showcase our talents for our fourth graders. They're going to be showing us percussion performances, and that will be on Monday, April 29th. Our second graders have Bunnies the Musical, and they will be performing this on Monday, May 13th. Each of the performances are split into 2 times because of so many kids. So our first performance will be at 6 o'clock. Our second performance will be at 7 o'clock for each of those dates. And students arrive 15 minutes early before the scheduled performance. So parents, we just encourage you to check with your child's teacher and Parent Square to find out which performance your child is in. We look forward to seeing all of our families come out and support these events. We are currently in the heart of our Dragon Dash fundraiser. This is our one fundraiser that we do a year with our PTO, and it plays a vital role in supporting our school community. The funds raised through Dragon Dash help us cover all the major projects, fun experiences for both students and staff. This year, we're prioritizing some picnic tables for our courtyard out here. If you've seen the ones that we have, they're kind of falling apart, so we need some new ones out there. Also, we're hoping to bring 2 Gaga ball pits for our playground. Looks like tons of fun. I can't wait to play. And also some vertical white space whiteboards for the classrooms, and some entryway signage for our lobby area to enhance our school spirit. So far, we've raised $38,000 to support the students in school, but we're not done yet. So we have till Friday. If we reach $40,000, the students get to have a happy hour cart at recess with fun snacks to choose from. And at $50,000, if we make it there, the principals are going to have a sleepover on the roof one night. Going to be fun. So, and so we have until Friday to reach that goal, those goals. Last Friday, we had our Dragon Dash, and if you have seen on Facebook, one at $10,000, the student, I was to wear a costume for the day. Well, they told me that I was going to be a Bigfoot. Okay, so I'm thinking Sasquatch, you know, the big hairy guy. Oh no, I was a big foot. And so it was quite interesting at Dragon Dash. And I told the kids that they beat me in the race because I had toes on my head that was pulling me down. So, but really they were a lot faster than me. So we're incredibly grateful for everyone's continued support of our families and staff and the PTO for making these things happen for us. All right.
Thank you. Anybody have any questions for Mrs. Meyer?
Thank you.
No, thank you so much.
Thank you. Mrs. Nunn?
Oh, thank you. Mr. Alex told me, almost forgot. We do have a Dragon Dash Bash coming up. It's scheduled for this Friday, but we are looking at rain and watching that closely in case we have to change that. But that's coming up on Friday. It's just a fun spring event for our kids. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, Mrs. Nunn.
All right, good evening from Silver Creek Middle School. Just wanted to let you know that the middle school has begun our testing season. I want to send a thank you out to all of our students and parents who are helping them become prepared, charged Chromebooks, everything to come to school. Thank you to our students and staff who have worked so very hard this year to prepare and are doing great things on iLearn. We'll continue our iLearn testing on Wednesday and Thursday. Our 7th and 8th graders will be done, and I always say, 8th graders, you are done with iLearn testing in middle school. You do maybe have a couple more tests that you have to go through a little bit later in your educational career. Our 6th grade will continue on with a science test in next week, but other than that, we're finished other than makeups. Our ISMA choir competition was held right as we returned from spring break. Our 6th grade received a gold in group 4, and our 7th and 8th grade received gold rating in group 1, which is the hardest group to get a gold medal on. So it was a first-time accomplishment for Silver Creek Middle School, and I want to give a shout out to Mrs. Sheffield, our choir director, for that. Just a note to parents that our sports pictures will take place on Thursday, so please check announcements for when your child's team will be taking their pictures and any information on rides home or uniforms that they need to wear. A few updates on our spring sports. Our tennis team remains undefeated with a record of 5-0, so way to go, girls. Congratulations to Kinley Whitlock, who hit her first, hopefully of many, home runs. This home run was a grand slam, so what a great accomplishment. Also, Brett McRae had a personal best of 29.4 seconds in the 200-meter hurdles. It was also a record for Silver Creek Middle School as well.
Nice.
Just a few reminders that seats are filling up for our extended day 7th grade and 8th grade field trips. So anybody who has any questions, please reach out to our office if you have questions about joining that field trip. Our online registration is open, so please fill out your online registration so we can make sure that we have a place for you. We all will have a place for everybody who comes for their returning online registration, but our front office is ready if you need anything. Note to students and families, if you have not turned in your elective pages with your preferences for electives, please do that so that we make sure that you get a request. And then we will be welcoming our incoming fifth graders as sixth graders on May 1st. So take a note for that. We will have 2 PowerPoint sessions to just go over just what life in the middle school looks like and answer any questions. Our first session will be at 5:15. Our second session will be at 6:15, so come as you are able. Our doors will open at 5 o'clock. And when you're not in the PowerPoint presentation, we have a scavenger hunt that you can go through with your family to learn a little bit more about where different rooms are located in the middle school, and again, have a chance to answer any questions with the staff that's there. Anybody have any questions for the middle school?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Dr. Willman?
Okay, thank you. We have something from, I guess, all aspects of the high school. In athletics, some recent honors for all conference for our women's basketball team. All conference for Brooklyn Wren, Emma Shane, and Lydia Wright. And junior all-star, which is a big deal. Brooklyn Wren was selected for that. Academic all-state, we have several: Hannah Sen, Lydia Wright, and Amira Estefan. And on the men's team, we have for all conference, Kason Degger, Dane Sprigler, Brandon Hunter, and Dane Caldwell. And once again, junior all-star, Kason Degger was selected there. Rising star was Brandon Hunter, and our academic all-state honoree, our only senior on the team, Walker Hoffman. Spring sports, we got a lot going on. You could just come any night of the week and we'll have some home event going on. Softball was off to a very fast start, won their own tournament several weeks ago, had several close games with some really top schools and have had some impressive victories. Girls track won an invitational here a couple of weeks ago, and the boys were second. We have a couple of athletes that are just seconds off or fractions of a second off of school records. We do have our next home meet is on Monday night. Baseball team had a couple of really nice wins, one notable ones against Bloomington South here on this field. They were ranked 4th in the state at the time, so excited for them. And we're excited to announce that for the first time in team history, the archery team has qualified for the NASP Nationals. So we're pretty excited about that. Proud of those kids. They will be competing in May, and it's actually in Louisville. So we were happy about that. Also, we have a unified track meet at home on Wednesday night. If you haven't been to a unified track meet before, they are a lot of fun. I encourage you to come out to that. In the area of performing arts, opening night of Oklahoma will be this Friday, and it will run all weekend and this next weekend. So that is the first event in that new facility. So come and join us for that. Choir and band have state competitions this week at Floyd Central and at Highland Hills. And then their spring concert for choir, band, jazz band is going to be May 18th in the new auditorium. So we welcome people to come to that. And then in the area of academics, SAT scores came out a couple of weeks ago. Total score is up 58 points from last year. So math is up 27. In English language arts, which was already relatively high, is up 31 points. Both are well above the state and national averages, and we appreciate the level of work that both the departments have put in that, preparing our students, and congratulate them on their success. So we're real happy about that. We know that not every student is not a test score. We get that, but it's really nice when their scores go up like that. So we want to praise them for that. Also, College and Career Day, last April 9th, huge success. And I want to thank all of those in the community and beyond who took part in the preparation and execution, especially those who donated money to recognize some of our most talented students. And then we plan to have ongoing dialogue with these people, with the groups that came, in order to produce, that is our goal, to produce highly competitive candidates for college, military, and the workforce. And we've talked a lot about this before, there are many, many ways to judge a school, many metrics that you can use. But if you had a metric that measured enthusiasm and exposure to the future, then we would be tops in the country, most definitely. So we want to keep the momentum going from the good feeling and the enthusiasm that all of the students and the staff had. So thank you.
Thank you. Dr. Swearens?
Right, good evening. As part of our Title III programming, we continue to prioritize professional development for both multilingual learner teachers and general education teachers who support multilingual students. A key focus of this effort is the effective implementation of WIDA standards. Based on feedback from teachers and administrators, there was a clear interest in professional development centered on best practices for lesson planning and instructional delivery for multilingual learners. In response to this need, Mozzie Education facilitated targeted training sessions on April 10th and 11th. We successfully offered this training to 52 K through 12 staff members. Survey feedback indicated that participants found the training to be highly valuable. As a result, funding will continue to be allocated for ongoing professional development opportunities utilizing our Title III funds. Do you have any questions for me?
No, thank you.
Thank you.
Dr. Waters, I think? No? Okay. Dr. Ballmer? Oh, Dr. Briggs?
Yeah, just a couple items. Thanks to our students who came out tonight. Mrs. Glazier, thanks for the work that you do with your students there. Congratulations to all of our students and our student athletes on their accolades, and best of luck here as you wrap up your season and your competitions. Looking forward to Oklahoma starting this Friday. Thanks, principals, to your school updates. And then lastly, want to send condolences to Susan Westfall and her family as her Aunt Betty Frankie recently passed away. That's it.
Dr. Ballmer?
Yep, just wishing continued success to all our spring sports. We have amazing coaches and amazing student athletes, so just awesome for all the success they're having, and keep up the great work. I definitely want to thank everybody for their efforts with testing. As a former teacher and a building level administrator, I understand the amount of stress and work that goes into preparing all that. So, and best of luck to our students. Just show up and do your best and know that's enough. Also, Mr. Grown, congratulations on having a child who's dependable. Nice to have dependable dependents. Awesome shout out, and thanks for recognizing all those students. So that's it.
Mr. Basham?
I'd just like to congratulate the high school on the career day. I spent a couple hours there and I was very impressed. Hopefully that setup can become an annual event, because most of them career days is a 90-minute session or so. But with what we did, what the staff committed to doing, I talked to a lot of students. They were really excited about it, and talked to some of the vendors that was there, and they like this setup. So I hope we continue that in the future, and wish everybody good luck those last few weeks of school.
Mrs. McDaniel?
I just wanted to thank Mr. Adams for his kind words. It's been such a joy to be a part of the primaries PTO and to get to do that book fair. I mainly do it to get books into the hands of our kids and our classrooms, and Mrs. Davidson Library. That's what the kids say, because there are two Mrs. Davidsons. Mrs. Davidson Music, Mrs. Davidson Library. And Mrs. Davidson Library can get whatever she needs. And so that's what having families come in for our family night and having families send in money for their students to shop, that's what that enables for us, is more books for our school and for our kids to take home. And I was able to take a break during the college and career day and come over here. I happened to come in when when the kids were in their sessions. So it was really quiet and I was a little confused. And then suddenly they were all moving about and bustling about, and I just got out of the way. But I was able to talk to a couple of freshman students and ask them about their experiences. And then I also talked to a sophomore this weekend. And then we have a cadet teacher at the primary who I saw on Thursday, and I asked her about her opinions, and all of them were so excited about it. So when we talk about the energy at the high school, I mean, it was very clear that that was there. And it was very exciting to see them excited and to get a little bit of that. So the high school seems like it's a great place to be. I have one more year before I have a kid there. And so Ms. Glazer, it seems like you've done a great job too. It just seems like it's really exciting right now, all the stuff you've all got going on, and you're doing an amazing job.
Mr. Grown?
Thanks to all of our admin. Thanks for all the reports today. It's always exciting to see what's going on in everybody's school. Joe, thanks for the legislative update. Congratulations on your last PTO over there. I guess that means, Miss Myers, you might be getting somebody over here. Just laying that out
I already
there.
volunteered for the book fair.
There we go. So, Dr. Balmer, Dr. Briggs, thanks for your reports. Also, Dr. Briggs, thank you for the town hall, and Dr. Balmer for being there during the town hall. We truly appreciate that. The career fair was electric, and I definitely think that there was a lot of momentum going forward. I definitely think the kids were really excited to see not only the vendors there, but also see some of their classmates get recognized and understand that there's success for what you're doing internally as a freshman to a senior. And even my daughter was very excited to be a part of it, and it got her thinking of where she wants to go. So I think it's a lot of great things doing. So I think you did a great job there. So keep that up.
Lastly, I'll just add, because we've had a lot of great comments, Bus Driver Appreciation Week. They play such a crucial role in getting our kids to school and home. They're led by a great director who was actually, a bus driver first, and Mrs. Kay Hafer. And so if you can show your appreciation this week, it's not an easy job by any means. And I know that they take a great deal of pride in making sure that all of our children are safe. And so I know in my neighborhood, we have a couple moms that really get together and organize, really just providing our bus drivers with some really cool gift cards and things this week. And so I encourage all the parents to just kind of get behind our bus drivers. We have a good crew, and they take safety very important. So they're appreciated. Lastly, Teacher Appreciation Week starts May 5th, and that's a great week too to show your love to all the teachers and staff here that take such good care of our kids. But everything that was presented tonight was amazing. The students are just doing good and they're thriving. Business, you just do such a great job, Ms. Glazer. They're always so well spoken when they come in here. They have a very clear message when they come in to speak about what they're telling us and what they would like to do and what they're achieving. So it's always good to have them in here. If anybody has any last minute comments or anything. Otherwise, we'll look at our next meeting dates, which are May 13th, regular school board meeting here at Silver Creek Elementary at 6:30. May 27th at 6:30 as well, here still in the GPR. And then June 18th, regular school board meeting here at Silver Creek Elementary at 6:30. With all of that said, can I get a motion for adjournment?
I so move.
Mr. Groen makes the motion. Can I get a second?
I'll second.
All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion passes 4-0. Call the meeting to close.